What is up, guys? The basics here. So today I'm going to be showing you 5 of the easiest, and when I say easiest, I mean easiest curb tricks. So without any further ado, let's get into it. I'm really excited to post this video because I haven't posted in like a month and a half. So yeah, the first thing is going off curbs, not like ollie off of curbs or anything, but just riding off them like this. It's easy. I learned a new secret or key to this. The faster you go, the shorter you're going to have to be in manual position like this. Because if you're going really slow, you're going to lift up right here. Then manual and manual and manual. And then hit your tail because you're not even going fast enough. But if you're going this fast, you don't have to manual for a long time. And if you're going pretty fast, you can just go down like this too. Like this. I've also seen some people, like, they go really fast, and then when their board is like this in a nosedive, they jump. I've actually never tried that. Kind of scared. Oh gosh, that was kind of fun, but scary. But yeah, all you have to do is go really fast, and then as soon as you see your front trucks, they're about to fall off, just lift up. It's fine if your tail hits it like this, because you're just going to end up dropping in on the curb, I guess. So, not even that bad. And yeah, let me show you one more time. And also, people can get really creative with that trick, as I told you. The next thing is just the inverse of that. Going up a curb, but not ollieing up it. So what you're pretty much going to want to do is stand on your board with 1 foot on the tail and 1 foot on the nose, and right when you're about to hit the curb, lift up so the middle part of your deck is on the curb. Not like that. Like this, and then you still have both feet where you want them to be. And then when it's decked like this is decked, like people call decks on board slides and rock the fakies, then you just want to, oh my god. Once it's decked, you want to lift up a little bit more on the nose, and it'll go up. Let me show you, because it is very hard to do in slow motion. Just like that. So let me show you one more time. Oh my gosh. If I'm going faster, I can do it way better, because I have more momentum. Sometimes you can get really lucky and just make it look like you're ollieing up it like this. Because you can either do it the beginner way, where you deck like this and then you go. Or you could do it a little bit of an easier and faster way, where you lift up when you're farther away from the curb, so that you go like this instead of like that. Because if you're like this, you can still roll, but like this, and then you just lift up. Or you could do it the really good way, where you lift up really early so that you're not decked because your board isn't touching, as you see. And then you just keep on lifting up. So it's just like this. And I do that way just because it's much easier. So yeah. Next up is the board slide, and you're probably saying, no, that's really hard, because I'm talking about the front side board slide. That's where you're facing the curb, like with your stomach, and then you get onto it like this and you're sliding backwards. I know it can seem scary for some people, but for me, that is easier than doing it like this. That's called backside. Yeah, that's just really scary, because if I slip out, I'd hit my back. But in this, I'd fall like this and I just catch myself. But you're probably also like, what if I don't know how to ollie and just learn curb tricks? Well, my response to that is, don't do that. But if you're going to and not listen to me, I will teach you like the beginner version of board slide. So instead of ollieing on the board slide, all you do is lift up like this. But then you'll see you're in this position and you cannot slide at all. So once you're in this position, you want to lift up like you're going up the curb, kind of, and then you just start moving. I mean, I've never done this on a curb. I've seen my friend do it on the curb, though. I usually do it on those like weird parking block things or whatever you want to call them. But I'll try it. Okay, I didn't slide because this isn't wax good. But as you saw, when I was in this position, my wheels were still on the ground. I scooted up closer to the curb so that I got just like that. Because you see, I was actually moving there. Yeah. That's why I keep on slipping out there, because it's waxed. Alright, next is going out of a 50-50. It's not doing the actual 50-50 where you all up to it, but it's putting your board in 50-50 position, getting all situated, and then just going. You can get really creative with this trick, and I know I say that a lot, but you can. Just look. Front side 180 out of it, back side 180 onto it, acid drop onto it, nollie, reverse, kickflip, nollie out, something like that. But yeah, so the most common problem I see people doing with this trick, they're going slow. I don't know why you'd be really scared of this trick. They go like this, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I failed. What will I ever do? You gotta go faster. Because clearly going 0 miles an hour won't work. You gotta. Also, another thing I see people do is being so stiff on their board where they're like this. They lean forward too much, or the only thing that moves is their legs instead of going like this. I kind of hopped out of that. You can make it look like you're hopping out of it, because the thing that I just did, I'm only doing this. But what I'm doing is I'm moving my back leg a little bit higher than I normally would, so it creates a jumping. I just go like this. So that it goes up in the air a little bit. The front side is the same thing, except you lift up your left leg. There I kind of actually popped, but you know what I mean? So this is what not to do. Because that just looks awful. But then this is the correct thing to do. I just farted. Anyways, also that's called an axle stall on a ramp. The way I do it is instead of just putting it there and going, I stand on it, but it's perfectly horizontal, so I move my back truck forward until my wheel touches it and I can't move like this anymore, and then I just... Yeah, it does not work on a curb, but you get the idea. I need to catch my breath for a second. Okay, I've caught up to it. Next is like the bunny hop off the curb. Well, not the bunny hop, because that's an actual trick. The bunny hop is just where you like... Oh! I can't do it, that hurts. But a bunny hop is where you combine an ollie and just going off of a curb, like this. You combine an ollie and that, because what I pretty much do is... Now, I don't really know the name of this, and I know a lot of people do it, but you lift up, but instead of lifting up like this much, you lift up a little bit higher, and you jump too, but make sure your tail doesn't touch it, but it'll create like an ollieing effect. It's actually more fun than ollieing it. You just gotta, no scrape involved, no nothing. Just. As you see there, I did not ollie it at all, but it created an ollie effect. Okay, there I kind of ollied it, but. So if you normally lift up this much, you're gonna wanna lift up this much, but jump too like that. Why is everything so creepy all of a sudden? Anyways, you just wanna... That's also how I practice ollieing off the curb. I just went like... Because as you see, there's a difference between this, this, and finally this. Yeah, that's pretty much how I learned it. There's just stages. There's first going off of it, and then just rolling off of it like that. Then there's roll jumping. I'm going to call that the roll jump off of a curb. And then there's actually ollieing it. And then there's impossible. I'm kidding. So yeah, I'll do the roll jump one more time. I actually kind of like that name. Okay, anyways, we have my little combo. I'm gonna call that the Nosebleed Combo. It's kind of two tricks. So after you've learned the nosebleed, that's where you go up to your curb, lift it up so the nose is on it, lift up, and then just go back down. You can get, I don't want to say this for literally every trick, but this is probably one of the most creative tricks there is out there. Like there's this line. You 180? Yeah, there's many. There's also like the nosebleed, and then you 180, and then you shove it, stuff like that. So after you've learned the nosebleed, what you want to do is go up to the curb with the nose facing it, like so. Have your legs spread out, one on the tail, one on the nose. Lift up so that your nose goes on the curb. Transition all your weight to over here. Lift up, push back down, but don't shuffle all your weight towards the ground. You want a 180 so then your right foot or whatever foot you're on is on it now. Then you want to lift up, go down twice, and then ollie out of it. If you don't know how to ollie out of it, it's pretty much just timing, because at first I'd go like this, and my tail would keep on hitting the ground, and you want to learn how to scrape downwards or upwards instead of the normal just forwards, because it's a little bit weirder, and you want to jump forward. So your tail isn't hitting the ground, your tail isn't hitting the curb. So after the 180, and a tip that I've actually gotten from this is when you 180, you kind of want to land already in the position. So let's say you're like this, right? You want to go. You see my toes are already lined up. I just line them up a little bit more. Also, that's a thing to never do right there. I'm totally meant to do it on purpose. We might have to do a part 2 for this. Don't do this. You just have to do like that. I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe for more tutorials. Bye.